in a moment. So what's going on with WebAssign? So if we go back to WebAssign right here, and these are the due dates. These first assignments are incredibly easy, incredibly easy. They start getting a little harder here, but notice in the refresher modules, you're going to review chemistry, and I'm going to lecture on chemistry. So your job is to do all these assignments, and then when you get here, I give you the test to practice on. So the questions are the same for the test. The difference is that you only have one try for this test. Okay? So if we go back to close student view, it doesn't work for, it stopped working. Calendar, okay, roster view, let's go there and go to class view for my view. So what's my philosophy here? So if you look at this assignment right here and you view it, so these are a bunch of things you should know. So notice that these are questions about chemistry. There are questions here about structures. We'll talk about all of that. So notice I have large databases. So everybody look at this and look at the questions. So there are 6 questions here worth 6 points. These questions will be on your first test, but you'll be able to practice. So if I go up here and say show new randomization, you see that the questions will all be different. So I have large databases of answers for questions and different questions. So that's why you have to practice a lot. Excuse me. So if we go back here and we go to Open Student View again. So here's your first test. Here's your practice test. Here's the test for uh, Lab 1. So if you do all the work in the PowerPoint and in the guided notes, you're going to be studying everything that's in this test. And I see I got a screw up here. I'll have to rename that. Okay, so questions. Ask anything. Text me later. Send me an email. Your choice.
I have a question about the lab.
Sure.
Is it right after this class?
We're going to combine lab with a lecture. So today we're going to finish and we're going to give you that free time to start working.
Okay,
But
thank you.
some days I'll talk about lab after this. Well, so what time is it now? 4:23. Lecture's supposed to go to 4:20, right? Yep. So we'll stop there and give you the lab time to get going on WebAssign. And uh, since it's online, we're not going to be able to attend labs. Some classes after 3 weeks will supposedly go back to on campus. I'm very suspicious because since our government is not handling COVID very well, and the Delta variant is going crazy in Texas, who knows if we'll have some classes returning to campus. My prediction is it's not going to happen. There's a whole town in Texas that's been shut down by COVID, a town of 1,200 people. So many people have COVID that they closed the school and they're closing everything. So please be very, very careful, wear a mask, and that's where we stand. More questions? So your job today is to use this time to get onto WebAssign, but you should start with the refresher modules. Start with the refresher modules. So you're down here. You should just click on that, and that's where you should start today. And you can also start on the WebAssigns because the first ones are very, very easy. And study the metric system. If you have questions, send me questions. Any more questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
So on the WebAssigns, like the first one says it's the metric units, and because we haven't gone over that yet, should we still do it today, or should we wait till the lecture to do it?
I'll go over it. I'll go over it right. And if y'all wanted me to go over it some more, I'll go over it right now. If you want to leave, you can leave, but I'll do the metric system right now. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so the metric system is decimal based. So the metric system, it doesn't use pounds or it uses grams, so on. So it measures length, volume. So you have these basic, so the answers here would be length would be meter, liter, and gram. Milli, and I'll show you a place to look these up. Okay, so let's get rid of this for a moment and come back to it. So if you go, we go here, we go back to WebAssign, and we look at this metric unit, and we click here. Let's go through this. So how do we convert units? If you want to convert centimeters, for instance, from inches, and you want to convert to centimeters. So this is what you start with, the inches. Here we have the centimeters on top, inches cancel, and you get 6 inches is 15.2 centimeters. Notice you have to, the unit you start with has to be on top here because you want to convert inches into centimeters. Inches and inches have to cancel so that centimeters is left. Suppose we want to go the other way. We want to convert centimeters to inches. So the answer that you want to get is here. You have these conversion factors that there's 1 inch, there's 2.54 centimeters. So here you can convert years to seconds. Okay, here's the answers you need for that lab. Your job is, you don't have to complete that lab, you just have to know that mega means 10 to the 6, kilo 10 to the 3, centimeters is 10 to the minus 2, or 1 over 100, 1 over 1,000, 1 over 1,000,000, 1 over 1,000,000,000,000. So how do we convert milliliters to liters? So we got 500 milliliters. We know that a milliliter is, or milli is 1/1000th. So there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So here's you have milliliter and you want to convert it to liters. So we know that 1 liter contains 1,000 milliliters because milli means 1 over 1,000. So in a milliliter, there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. Suppose you want to convert mercury to grams per milliliter. Cubic centimeters means milliliters. So notice we want to get to kilograms per meters cubed. So we put grams here. We're able to cancel grams. We're able to cancel cubic milliliters, but I'm not going to give you any as complicated as this. So here are the answers. You should read through the guide, but also use this guide. So let's repeat how we do a conversion. If you have a particular unit and you want to convert to this unit, you have to have a ratio. So you have to put centimeters on top and 1 inch. So inches cancel, and you multiply 2.54 times 6. The only thing left is centimeters. So you have to have these ratios, these dimensional analysis, this is called. So you should be aware of how to do this. You should know that this means a million. This means 1,000. This means 1 over 100, 1 over 1,000, 1 over a million, 1 over a trillion. So a nanogram is 1/trillionth of a gram. This should say microgram here. Yes, gram here and so on. That's correct. But anyway, so you should really just focus on centi, milli, kilo. Well, all of these is a good thing. We'll never use this one right here. Okay, so here's an example of converting, again, 50 milliliters to 1 liter. Liter goes on top. There's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. And we multiply or divide by 1,000, and we get 50 milliliters equals 0.05 liters. We won't have questions with multiple conversions here. So we won't have any of this. So if you need questions on scientific notation, significant figures, and so on. But what you should concentrate on is this and these simple conversions here. Remember, what you should know is that what each kilo means, centi means, and so on. So there are 100 centimeters in a meter. There are 100 millimeters in a meter. There's 100 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams in 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. So 1 over 1,000 times a gram. Okay, so let's go back to the other thing I was talking about. Okay, where did it go? Calendar. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so let's look at this again. So we use decimals here. We want to know that length is meters, liters, and grams. These answers are given in that previous sheet, and kg, and the base unit is there. A kilogram is 1,000 grams. So using both of these, make sure that you can figure out these. So the basic base units are grams and liters and grams, liters, and meters. Okay, so this will tell you about scientific notation. Okay, so that's one explanation. So remember, we also have another explanation. Let's go through that. So we'll minimize this. We'll minimize this. Let's go back to refresher modules and go down here, metric system. Okay, so here's the module. Okay. Okay, let's go back up to the top. Okay, so besides the United States, most countries in the world use a metric system. So you can see calories in grams here. That'll be for food labeling, technology, hard drive capacity, gigabytes, and so on. Vehicles, metric parts, time. We use seconds, minutes, and hours. Okay, so the basic unit is meters, volume is liters, mass is grams, as I said. Temperature is degrees, time is in seconds. Okay, so let's keep going. Here's what they need right here. You can look at this. 1,000, 1/10, 1/100th, 1,000th, and so on. Let's keep going. Okay, so kilo is 1,000. The symbol should be kg. I don't know why they have a K here. So you can go through this, understand what it means. Okay, 1 deciliter equals 1/10 of a liter. Centi is 1/100th centimeter. Okay, so this tells you what each of these mean. Okay, let's keep going. So kilo is 1,000 times the base unit. So kilograms is 1,000 grams, and so on. We'll keep looking at those. So micro is 1/1,000,000th, kilo is 1,000th. Well, we got to match these. So we got to probably do like this. So what do? We do there we go. So go ahead and do that and then check your answers. Okay, so we got it. Okay. So if the paper clip weighs 1 gram, how many milligrams does the paper clip weigh? So okay, so milli means 1/1000th of a gram. So there's 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. So again, here's a review. Milli is 10 times smaller than centi because it's 1/100th compared to 1/1000th. So 1/100th of a gram is a centigram. 1/1000th of a gram is a milligram. Okay, write these in scientific notation. So you move the decimal place 2 places to get 1 digit here and a decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since you're moving to the right, this tells you that you would have to move back 4 to get to this number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.85. 1, 2, when you move to the left, you have a positive exponent. Move to the left, positive exponent. Move to the left is a positive exponent. Okay. How do you convert a very large number? So let's look at the steps. Find the decimal point, and you would move to the, so there's the decimal point. There's the first non-zero digit. Move the decimal point to here. So it's 5.43 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step 4, count the number of places this number is the exponent. Step 5, if you move left, the exponent is positive. If you move right, it's negative. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. You move to the left, that's positive. So this is the answer right here. So this is telling you step by step how to do it. Okay, I'll let you do that on your own. So the basic unit of length is the meter. 1,000 meters is a kilometer. 1/100th of a meter is a centimeter. So a kilometer is about the distance from the Capitol Building to 6th Street. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Centimeter is 1/100th of a meter. A millimeter is 1/1000th of a meter. So this is taking you through this. Okay, so what are the relative sizes of various, an organ? Okay, so an elephant is going to be 10 meters high. A red blood cell is going to be about 7 microns. A virus is going to be down to 100 nanometers and so on. A giant sequoia could be 100 meters tall. Okay, so we use miles and so on. Okay, we said the liter, 1 liter equals the volume of a large sport drink. Deciliter, about the size of a yogurt container. Milliliter, a 12 fluid ounce of Coke can contain 355 milliliters. Okay, so we use liters and milliliters in the medical environment and in the scientific environment. So here's the conversion factors. One gallon equals 3.8 liters of 3,800 milliliters. So 5 liters, how many milliliters? That would be 5,000, right? Okay. Okay, the gram is the basic unit. Let's see what we're going to get here. 1 kilogram is about a small bag of sugar. A gram is about a paper clip. Milligram is about 1 grain of sand. So this compares pounds to kilograms, 1,300 grams is your brain mass, are given in microgram doses. So these are conversion factors. You don't have to memorize these, that's true. Okay, so temperature. Celsius versus Fahrenheit. Boiling temperature, body temperature, room temperature, freezing temperature. So I'll let you put in, what is the metric base unit for height? That would be meters. How many inches make up 1 foot? Let's see, so do we have the conversion? Let's see. There's 12 inches in 1 foot. How many inches make up 1 foot? So that's 12. So what is your height in inches? So you would multiply 7 foot 1 inch. What is your height? So you would take your height and you'd have to convert it that every foot would be 12. So 7 times 12 is 84 plus 1 is 86, 85. So we'll keep going on that one. Okay, so metric conversions. So there's a number line. I'm gonna look at, okay, so kilogram, base, 10 to the 0, and so on. So kilo represents 10 to the 3rd. It should be 3 lines to the left. 1, 2, 3. Deci, 1 line to the right. To the right, from base to here. Centi is 2 lines. Okay. So this, for instance, would be 1, 2, 3. So this should be, I don't know, they're gonna like put a, they don't want you to do it. But oh, you got to do here. Do you? Okay, milli and 10 to the minus 3. So see how you can do with that? I didn't like that. So let's do it again. What did I do wrong? Oh, milli is 10 to the 3rd. That should be right. Let's try this. It should be nano. Nope, should be micro. Okay, you guys fool around with this. See what you can come up with. Okay, so the number line approach has the base, and it has 10 to the 3rd, 10 to the minus 1, 10 to the 2nd, 10 to the minus 2nd, 10 to the minus 3, 10 to the minus 6, 10 to the minus 9th. So milligrams into micrograms. So how would you do that? You want to convert to micrograms. There's 1,000 micrograms in 1 milligram. So this would be 53 plus 3 zeros. Go through that on your own. Okay. How many centigrams are found in 5 grams? So there's 10 to the minus 2 centigrams. So how many are found? So we would multiply, we want to get to centigrams from grams. So grams times 100 centograms divided by 1 gram. So that would be 500. Okay, so let's do that again. Okay, so if I have 5 grams and I want to convert 5 grams to centigrams, it's 5 grams times 100 centigrams per gram. Grams cancel, and I get 500. So you can use this method here, but you remember the relationship. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Another method here. Let's see what else we got here. Stair-step method. Okay, how many millimeters are there in 1 decimeter? So here's deci there. Start at the decimeter. Okay, there's milli. Continue. 2 steps up. So 1 decimeter has 100 millimeters. So that's the relation, because we had 2 steps. Each step is a 10-fold change. So 1 decim, 1 liter or whatever. Yeah, liters. Okay, so there's 100 milliliters in 1 decimeter. So if you wanted to convert a number, so 5 decimeters times 100 would give you millimeters. So 5 decimeters would be 500 millimeters. Okay, here's what I'm going to emphasize. Okay, so how many minutes are in 2 hours? Well, we already know. Okay, 1 hour equals 60 minutes. 2 hours times. So 2 times 60 is 120. 1 hour is canceling, so 2 times 60. So there's 120 minutes in 2 hours. This is what I think would be best to use. Okay, click the next, click next, okay. Okay, so quarts, 2 pints in 1 quart, 1.06 in a liter. How many deciliters will she be donating? Okay, so the Red Cross accepts 1 pint. Okay, so 1 pint over 1, continue. Then we have 1 quart is in 2 pints. So then you want to get the deciliters. So 1 liter, that's the quarts, 10 deciliters in 1 liter. So you see that the pints cancel, the quarts cancel, the liters cancel, and your answer is in deciliters. So always use the relationship that you have, like 100 centimeters is 1,000 millimeters. So you do that, and you multiply, and we're not going to have any multiple conversions. The ones we have in WebAssign use 1 conversion factor. Okay. Okay, we won't worry about that. Okay, so let's go ahead back to where we were. Now, let's stop recording there.